What's going on, guys? It's Dashy. This video has been sitting on my desktop for probably like 2 to 3 months, and it was originally going to be an updated guide for all of the CTR tracks in NF, but I'm gonna be real with you, I don't see that happening. It's been like 2+ months, and I really haven't even started. It's not gonna happen, dude. So this is just going to be a compilation of acceleration time trial PBs for all of the CTR tracks in NF. The backstory here is that I took a little bit of a break from playing Nitro Fueled, came back a couple weeks later, and beat pretty much every single one of my acceleration PBs within like a week and a half. A couple of these individual runs have already been posted here on this channel, such as the Dragon Mines and the Ruse Tubes PBs, but I'm gonna put them in here for the sake of it being a complete compilation of all of the CTR tracks, because I thought that was pretty cool. This isn't going to have any sort of explanations or commentary past this little intro, so unfortunately do not expect me to kind of explain what's going on in any of the time trials if you are confused. What I will say though is that if you have not heard of Pulse Whip before, it is what's used in some of the PBs that could be seen as kind of confusing. I've already made a guide on it almost a year ago at this point. I will place that guide in the description of this, and I highly suggest also reading the pinned comment on that video, as that is sort of updated information on the tech and how it works. That being said, I have since switched to playing speed instead of acceleration, so I'm not really sure if you're ever going to see another acceleration PB compilation. This might be the last one. I might do another one where I go through all of the CNK tracks and all of the bonus tracks, but I'm not gonna guarantee anything. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, just sit back and relax.
they say, I'm a natural. say I'm a natural. What can I say? I'm a natural. And that's how it's done. And that's how it's done. I say? I'm a natural. Let's go! Let's go! What can I say? I'm a natural. say? I'm a natural. Say, I'm a natural. Say, I'm a natural.